So the Denver Nuggets, since winning the NBA championship back in 2023, they've continued to be one of the league's best teams, led by the best player in the NBA over the course of that time, Nikola Jokic. But they've been missing just a little something the last two seasons, which I'd say probably held them back from being a finals team like they were back in 2023, and that's their depth. The bench for the Denver Nuggets, or just the overall depth in general, has been horrendous for a team that considers themselves to be yearly contenders with the best player in the league leading the way. A lot of the convo has been, are they going to get depth on his roster to maximize Jokic's prime because of the fact that he's one of the best players of all time, and they should be getting more out of their years with him rather than just consistently losing in the second round. And if you look at the stats, the last two seasons, the Denver Nuggets have ranked 27th and 25th in bench points per game, which is horrible for any team in general, but especially a team with constant title hopes. But I believe that they have finally solved that issue in the offseason, and they might have gave Jokic the best roster he's ever had on paper, and this could be the best Nuggets team of all time on paper as well. The Nuggets front office has caught a lot of flack, well, especially the previous regime, but this past offseason, I think they really made some nice deals to give this team the much needed pieces and to give them a legitimate chance to win the West, continuing to get stronger and stronger. Looking at their moves that they made in the offseason, they brung in Cam Johnson in a trade where they traded Michael Porter Jr. to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Cam Johnson. I think a draft pick was involved as well. But bringing Cam Johnson onto this team, although he's not that much better than Michael Porter Jr., in my opinion, I think he does a little bit more than MPJ. And obviously, I think the health just is not as much of a concern with Cam Johnson than it is with Michael Porter Jr., who has had back issues just killing him for basically his whole career. And now Cam Johnson getting to play alongside Jokic and all these sorts of things is just, it's incredible for him because he has been one of Brooklyn's best players since he stepped foot through the door. And obviously he's had success playing a role when it comes to seeing the success he had in Phoenix, where he played with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and that crew as well. And then they also brung in a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr., who had a solid season in Detroit last year, was a key part of the resurging of the Pistons. And I'd say, he's played off of Luka Doncic in Dallas. He has experience playing off of people as well. I think they both thrive playing off the ball. They shoot the three at a high level, and it's a perfect fit for this Nuggets team. They also brought back Bruce Brown. And Bruce Brown, the last couple seasons, since he's left Denver in free agency to go to Indiana, he basically has been struggling. Hasn't been to the same level that he was in that 2023 season where he was a key part of the Nuggets championship run. I think he's looking to see if he could get some of that 2023 juice back playing with the guys again. And I think it's possible because when you got that chemistry, when you got a playmaker like Jokic, the way he finds people, and all you got to do is cut and he'll find you, I think it could bring some life back to his career because, like I said, the last two seasons have been kind of a struggle in Indiana and then in Toronto. And then lastly, bringing in Jonas Valanciunas to be an actual backup big. The Nuggets have been rolling out, and this is no offense to DeAndre Jordan, but this isn't like peak DeAndre Jordan. They are rolling out the last dance of DeAndre Jordan. Like, this is the last seasons of his career. He's just on the team now because he's probably a good locker room guy or something. Because on the court wise, DeAndre Jordan has not been worthy of getting minutes in a few years now. So bringing in a Jonas Valanciunas, who, yes, defensively he's going to have some struggles, but offensively he can still do some things. He can shoot the three. He can post up, be a big body, grab some rebounds, just play his role and actually be serviceable in those non-Jokic minutes as well, because it goes hand in hand with their next biggest issue, which is those Jokic minutes. The non-Jokic minutes for the Nuggets, basically since Jokic became the guy, has been such an issue for Denver that everybody thinks of it when it comes to like stars being off the floor and their team struggling. Everybody points to Jokic and Denver because we all know when he comes off the floor, the team is just not nearly as good as you want it to be. And that's with, Jamal Murray taking some minutes with him off the floor as well and being like the lead guy in that role. But they've been really bad whenever he sits down. And I think bringing in these guys where you got Jamal Murray now and Cam Johnson, being able to take up some of that usage when Jokic is off the floor, taking over, doing their own thing, finding their own way to generate points for the team when he's not playing. I think it's going to be key for their run because I think Denver is going to be the team that comes out the West this season. I think I like a lot of the moves they made. Obviously, you have the same general core that they've had the past few years as well. You got the championship experience. They came really close. I mean, if they had bench pieces or just depth in general last year, you could argue that they probably knock off the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are one of the all-time great championship, defensive teams. And you could argue they would have won. I mean, the series went 7 games with Jokic having some stinkers for his standards in there. Aaron Gordon was banged up. Michael Porter Jr. was banged up. They didn't have any bench pieces. And they came that close. So, bringing in guys like this, I know the Nuggets are like kind of a popular pick right now just because of the moves they made, but I really believe it. I think this team is going to come out the West this season. I think they're going to knock off the Thunder, and that's no slight towards OKC because OKC is great. But I think the Nuggets are going to come out of the West, and this is the deepest team to come out of that Jokic era. Like I said before, they can definitely go toe-to-toe with anyone. And right now, they're in my top 4 best teams in the league with OKC, Cleveland, and New York. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram and Twitter as well. This has been the Checkup. I'll see y'all next video. Peace.